So again, welcome. My name is Lynn Mayo. We just heard from Elisa Carr. Lisa and I are co-founders of RePicture. We're both licensed professional engineers. I worked for 30 years. I worked in engineering as well as management, but really excited having started the RePicture program and excited to have you all here. So what I actually want to do is I know that there are a lot of people with different backgrounds, and some of you, some people actually have some summer internship plans, and including jobs, and other of you are taking online classes. So I'm actually going to do a poll here, and I just want to get a sense for the people on the call. You'll see a poll there, and if you could just let us know, are you taking online classes? Are you participating in an internship program? Maybe neither. You can select if you're taking classes and a summer internship. Just trying to get a sense of who's on the call. Okay, great. So it looks like about a quarter of you are actually taking or have an internship or a summer job. So kudos for you, because I know that was challenging this time of this year because of the COVID-19. And it looks like about half of you are actually taking online classes. So that's great. It's great to really kind of have that productive summer and to advance your STEM career. And I recognize some of you are in high school, so your future STEM career. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give a quick overview of RePicture, since probably a lot of you have not heard of us, and talk about the program. We're going to talk your assignment, and as part of this program, what is the expectations? And we have some kind of interesting aspects. We have a leaderboard and award prizes, which I'm going to talk about what's the benefit, why participate in this program, what resources we have, and then some additional opportunities. So that's kind of our agenda. As shown on the right side, you'll see kind of our goal is just to explain the RePicture STEM Summer Resume Builder program. We know we're going to go over a lot of information. And so what we're going to do is actually have this video up later today. We'll post this video so that, if you weren't sure it's something, you can watch that video. We're also going to stay on as long as there are Q&A questions. We'll stay on, answer any questions. So what is RePicture? RePicture is helping students like you discover careers that shape in the future. So our mission is to increase interest in diversity in STEM, but making it very clear, when I say diversity, it's all types of diversity. So it's gender, it's race, it's first generation college, but also things like more athletes, artistic people. Everyone is included in part of this program, and we want to really have everyone feel welcome. And what we do is we tell the stories of STEM to help students connect with professionals, with the projects that you may be doing later in your career, as well as schools and companies. All of our work is really around the RePicture.com website. And you all will be spending a lot of time on the RePicture.com website as part of this program. And what that website does, it's used to introduce students to STEM. And we've used that this past fall. It was actually used at University of California, Berkeley. I used it. Oregon Tech used it. It's also been used at high schools nationwide. We have about 10,000 views each year. So it's really, it's an opportunity to really just introduce students, both high school students and college students, as well as the public, help them understand, when you all decided to study STEM, you might not have really understood what that actually means as far as what you can work on, and our site can help solve that, answer that question. So we know as a result of COVID-19, summer plans were disrupted. We know that a lot of internships were canceled. You aren't alone. I said, we know that 20% of you actually had internships, which is great, but a large percent will not able to get internships or summer jobs. And this is really an opportunity for you. So that is why we created this program, is we created it specifically to help you accomplish something. Because if you look at any industry leader is saying at this time of COVID-19, where there's such disruptions, the top advice is show that you accomplished something this summer. So if you're counting on a job, you're counting on an internship, and you weren't able to get this summer, this is opportunity. This program we're about to talk about is an opportunity for you to show you accomplished something this summer. So next year, when you are applying for a job, or when you're applying for college, or you're going to, get your master's, and they ask, well, what did you do in the summer of 2020? You can basically say you accomplished something. You participated in this program. So again, what this is really an opportunity for you to show that you've had a productive summer. So we do have an advisory board group that we're really excited about, come from a lot of different areas, both the science and engineering area. Aisha was going to try to join us. Aisha, have you been able to join us?
Yes, I'm on the line.
Okay, great.
So I just want to say, welcome. I want to say congratulations for being accepted and applying into this program, and just for really joining us today. I mean, you really deciding to do something in the midst of maybe having, an internship rescinded, or maybe a summer program that you were at that you can no longer attend. Kudos to you for really trying to make something meaningful of this summer and using this opportunity, which you never know where it can take you. So I'll just tell you just a quick little bit about myself. Again, my name is Aisha Laurie. My background is in electrical engineering. I worked in electrical engineering for about 15 years in industry in various companies. And then I kind of switched over and got my master's in public administration and public policy to really focus in higher education and also urban education. I wanted to really be able to combine my two loves of engineering and also in also education. So I'm able to do that. And then, so now currently, I actually work as the Senior Director for Programs and Scholarships at NACME. And NACME stands for the National Action Council for Minorities in Engineering. So I work with many Fortune 500 companies in order to work with them so that they can provide scholarships to students who are really pursuing engineering as well as computer science. And it's a real passion of mine just to make sure that I'm able to help students understand, not only how to enter into these different fields, but also how to stay and be successful in them. So I really applaud what you all are doing by participating in this program. Here to help. If there's any need, Lynn, if anyone wants to follow up, you can definitely share my information. I would be happy to, talk with any students. You can find me on LinkedIn as well if you all have that. And I just want to emphasize, really utilizing this opportunity, not only to learn in terms of academics, but also to network. You never know who within the program you could actually, benefit from, and maybe who could benefit from you. So really network and then follow up. That's a real key as well. You don't have to do it every day, but just reaching out to somebody after a month or at the end of your program and just saying something, you never know where those opportunities could potentially lead. So again, I just want to say welcome. I want to say enjoy, and definitely if anyone needs anything or wants to follow up with me, feel free to do so.
Great. Thank you so much, Aisha. And we're just so honored to have her as part of our advisory group and to help us, build the best program we can for everyone. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll be in touch. I actually run into a meeting, but you enjoy. And again, welcome and have a great summer.
Great. Thank you. And again, if anyone wants to contact Aisha, if you haven't already, if you don't already have a LinkedIn account, I'm definitely going to encourage you to do that. And I said she offered to connect with you as your interest. So what's this program? What's the assignment for this program? So there is a common question: what do scientists and engineers actually do? We all kind of know, we've seen pictures of scientists and engineers, but or even some of us studying it, but what do you actually do every day? And so what's going to happen is you're actually going to help answer that question. You're going to answer the question of what do scientists and engineers do by telling the stories of different engineering and science projects. And this could be anything from very technical, from like a civil engineer building a bike path, a neuroscientist, the research they're doing, or even mechanical engineers. You don't think about that your ice cream. Mechanical engineers are an important part of your ice cream making process, and helping people recognize, okay, these are the different roles that STEM professionals have. So what you're going to do is you're going to identify a STEM, a science, technology, engineering, math project, and it could be whatever project is of interest to you. You're going to research that project. You're then going to write about the project, and you're going to enter it into the RePicture.com website. You're also going to add your story. Each one of you has a story related to STEM that can help the next generation. So you're basically be able to add your story, help people understand different paths to STEM. And so how is this information used? I said your summer is going to be spent helping us collect this information, and how it's used. It's going to be used in high schools and colleges this fall. And it's going to be used to help people understand those different majors, understand their different career options, even within, if someone's already decided to be I heard there's a civil engineer on the call. I'm a civil engineer, but they're different specialties. You can specialize in transportation, buildings, environmental. It's really an opportunity to find what is that career path for you. Also help you relate your schoolwork to future work. So you understand, why are you learning these different things? And also helps high school and college students just see that they belong in STEM. So more details of your assignment is everyone should have gotten an email from Danielle that has a link to our resources page. You can also go onto our website. Again, RePicture.com is going to be a site that you use a lot. There's a students tab, and on that students tab, there's a link to resources. It will bring us to your resources document. And everything that we're going to talk about is going to be on that resource guide, as well as this video. But the expectation really is that you're going to look at the resources that are provided available to you. So this is how it's going to be different. If you're taking that online class, you're used to a professor telling you, exactly what to do. But if you go to a job, they don't tell you exactly what to do. What they'll do is say, here are the resources, read the resources, do your job. We're there. We're going to be there for answering questions, and we have additional meetings we can have to give you more details. But we're not going to go through right now the intimate details of what you're going to do. We expect you to go to that website to read about it, or take advantage of some of the other resources we're going to talk about as far as virtual workspaces and things like that, where we can provide that help. But today it's really going to be a high-level overview of your expectations of what you'll be doing. So I'm going to actually first let Lauren talk a little about this. Lauren is our communications manager. And Lauren, if you can kind of talk about the assignment here.
Sure, thanks, Lynn. So your assignment, quote unquote, assignment for this summer will be divided into two parts. As mentioned, you will first create a profile that details your STEM journey. This can be either in written format, or if you're feeling very creative or already have a video up, you can post that as well to your profile. And the second part that you will be doing is researching projects. So we'll get into a little bit about what type of projects and how you can research those projects. But they can be in any area of interest to you, but relating to STEM. So for step one, you'll create your profile. And this is an example of Bryn, who participated in our pilot program. So you'll have just your basic information at the top. And then later in the profile, you will be telling your STEM story. So on the RePicture website, when you fill out your profile, there's a lot of different prompts that you can use to fill out and help share your story. Okay, and then next we have Catherine, who is our data manager for RePicture, and she'll be talking a little bit about the projects.
Thank you, Lauren. So step two is researching and uploading a STEM-related project that's of interest to you. And you have three options to do this. The first is a project that you worked on. This could be either in a class or a lab, or a STEM volunteer activity, or a professional internship that you were a part of. The second option is to interview someone that you worked on the project. So that could be a professor, it could be a family member, or someone you reach out to on LinkedIn. And your third option is to research a project online. This project can be of any size or complexity. Can be a physical project such as a bridge, or some sort of study or research that someone has done. And this is Bryn's profile again, and these are the projects that she created during her time at the pilot program. And these are examples of projects that people have worked on themselves and uploaded to RePicture. So the first one, this is Kay, and she uploaded a project that she completed in a high school lab. And then this is Zach, and he wrote about the time that he made a RC car. And then this is one of my projects that I worked on in college in my hydraulics class. And then these are examples of projects that people researched and uploaded to RePicture. So the first one, this is Frederick. He's a computer science student, and he's interested in making apps. So he wrote about Ghana's first digital addressing system. This is Caroline. She's a neuroscience major, and she wrote about a peer-reviewed study. And then a civil engineer saw a video about this bridge inspection and decided to write about it on RePicture.
Okay, so that's kind of an overview of the work. Kind of the expectations. The expectations is that, like I indicated, that you actually read the how-to guide and other documentation that's available on the resources page to really get the details of how you do that. The expectation is that each week that you participate in the program, you'll spend at least 4 hours per week on the program. But to let you know, the more time you spend, the more you're going to get out of it. But that 4 hours is a minimum. So it's flexible as far as when you work. You can do it, whatever times that you're interested in doing. But the expectation also is you're going to do high quality work. And you're going to want to do high quality work because the work that you do is going to get published on the repicture.com site. And it's going to be used and read by students. It's going to be read by peers, but also future employers have the opportunity to see your work. So we know that you're going to want to do high quality work. Now, the expectation from us, what you can expect from us, is we're going to provide you a free public website where you can really demonstrate both your soft skills as well as your technical knowledge. It's we actually have some awards that we'll talk about, so you have an opportunity to win some awards and be recognized by professionals in your field. You also can expect from us that we will answer your questions, we'll provide you assistance as needed, and basically give you the opportunity to join a STEM community. So one of the ways that we wanted to add a little interest to this is we have what we call a leaderboard and awards. And Catherine will talk about the leaderboard.
So this is the example of the leaderboard from our pilot program that we had in the beginning of the month. So you have a ranking, your name, university you attend, major, expected graduation year, and then you have the percent complete of my story. And just to let you know that you need to have at least 75% of your story complete in order to be qualified to get points. And then there's several ways you can earn points. The first is by uploading projects to RePicture. The second is inviting others to join the summer program. And the third is by winning awards for projects that you've uploaded. And then you have, you can see your points that you've earned for this week, for a certain week. And then you have, we are glad to join with AISC, which is the American Institute of Steel Construction, and they have separate points for the summer program. And then you can see your total running score for the entire program.
So again, we have this leaderboard, and it's like, well, why do you want to be at the top other than bragging rights at the top? Well, you want to be at the top because we actually are going to be arranging for those people at the top, the leaderboard winners, are really the ones that have spent the time and effort in this program. And what we'll be doing is arranging for a one-on-one talk with the leaders of the leaderboard and professionals in their field. So for example, again, Catherine talked about a pilot that we did. The person with the most points for that was a neuroscientist. So what we did is we arranged for her to talk to a professional neuroscientist so she could see, is that, understand what you might be doing, further in her career. So you want to be a leader in the board so that you can basically have an opportunity to network and meet some people specifically in your field of interest. We also have a number of awards. Like Catherine indicated, one way to get points is to win awards. And we have a large number of sponsors. We're adding them. I got, I think, 2 more sponsors this morning that we didn't update the slide. But it's basically sponsors are sponsoring awards that you have an opportunity to win. And the I'm going to let Lauren go over kind of our award guide. And again, you'll find this on that resources page.
Sure. So we have compiled an awards guide so that you can refer back to this resource. Again, it'll be available on the website, on the RePicture website, and also our summer program website. But the first thing you can see on the left, we have the award title. That is just the name of the award, and then what maybe you could put on your resume if you win it. We have the sponsor or the reviewer who will be looking at the award and judging who actually earns and wins the award. Next, we have the eligibility, which is basically the target audience. So most of these awards are open to everybody, except in some cases, like for example, the American Institute of Steel Construction, they might be looking for more people interested in steel design. So that doesn't mean that you need to be a civil engineer. It could just be somebody with an interest in that. But that's the eligibility category. We have the number of winners, which updates every week. In some cases, you'll have 1, 2, 3 winners per week, but that will change. You also have the submit by deadline. So most of these prizes and awards are weekly, but some of them are bi-weekly, which is in this case, every 2 weeks. So be sure to check the submit by deadlines. And we'll also be adding grand prizes that are on a different tab of this resource document. Next, or you can see check out the grand prizes here under the description. So that links to that page. But under the description, it has a small bit about what the award is. And then right after that, you can see the criteria. So that is what essentially a rubric, a short rubric. It's pretty flexible, pretty open, but it just gives you a basic outline of what the judges and the reviewers are looking for to give you this award. And these are criteria that you will be writing about in your project and then uploading it. So making sure all of your projects that you upload to RePicture have these components. And then finally, we have prizes, which I believe Lynn will talk a little bit more about next.
All right, thank you. And so again, for the awards, you can either do projects based purely on your interest, or you can be submitting projects to win awards. And so some of the prizes, one is basically put that you've won this award, this company, organization sponsored award on your resume and profile. There are also some creative. Each of the organizations and companies are coming up with their own prizes. And one of the companies, we'll actually be announcing it next week, is their prize is actually, the top winner is actually going to have an opportunity to interview for an internship. And so we actually have 2 companies, I think they're going to have that. One will be a week-long internship, one will be a long-term internship. So do a great job, you have the potential to actually get an internship from that company. One of the other organizations, a nationwide organization with tens of thousands of members, that winning prize is you can basically publish a summary of your project in their national organization's publication. So you'll be able to basically say you've been published by a national technical organization if you win that prize. There's also some free technical publications, gift cards. So there's really a wide range of different prizes that you can win. Now, our sponsors, you'll see if you looked at the sponsors were a lot of physical science, a lot of actually civil engineering, because those were the early people who applied. The initial people who applied was very heavy on the environmental aspect, the design building design, village design aspect. So right now, a lot of our sponsors are heavy on that. But what we're going to be doing is adding sponsors each week. And what we really want to do is have the sponsors reflect the people that are in the program. So what I want to do next is we're going to do another poll so we can basically get a better feel of what types of areas you all are interested in so that we can find the right types of sponsors. So let me pull up the poll here. Okay, So the poll here, and I'll give you a couple minutes because you can select as many as you want. And what we're doing is we're trying to look from you of what areas are you most interested in so that we can pick you know, the best areas. So like I said, I'll give everyone a couple minutes or a couple seconds to help identify the areas you're most interested in. Okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds. Okay, great. And I'll end the polling. Okay, just for your information, what was very popular was both biology and environmental science. So we will try to get some more. The environmental science, I think we have a lot of good ones in there for you. I think you should be happy with those, and we'll try to get some more in the biology area. Okay, the other thing we did is just to add some interest is that we actually are doing a drawing, and that is the first 20 people who submit a completed project have the opportunity to win a $20 gift card. So, you know, chance of winning is 1 out of 20 if you're one of those first people to submit a completed project. So just encourage you to submit your projects. Again, you want quality projects, but you know, do this earlier in the week versus later, and you can win $20. So benefits of the program. Why should you do this? Why should you spend time researching a STEM project and writing about it, upload it onto the RePicture website? Why should you do that? Well, there are a couple reasons. One is, like I already mentioned, it's an opportunity to demonstrate to potential employers or future, you know, colleges you're applying to that you're proactive, you're self-motivated, you're goal-oriented. You didn't let COVID-19 and the disruption to your summer get you down. You actually accomplished something this summer. It also actually helps you improve your soft skills, your written skills, as well as your communication skills. And you might say, oh, I'm becoming a scientist or engineer, I don't need that. The reality is, and if you go and look at our website, one of the questions we ask professionals is, what is the most important skills to your career? And 80% of scientists and engineers said that communication is one of the most important skills of their career. So this is an opportunity for you to basically improve your writing, interview skills. How do you basically condense down a complicated project into something that general person can understand? So this is an opportunity to build those skills. You also get to gain valuable knowledge about the technical career opportunities. Find out, you know, what are the different things in biology? There's so many different things you can do in biology. This is a time to explore some of those different things you could do and some of the different opportunities for jobs in that area. And then lastly is what we really tried to do is made this a very flexible program. So you can basically balance this. You could have, you know, continue to work an internship. You can take classes. You can go on vacation. You know, we tried to make it very flexible. And so what that means is, again, we're asking for at least 4 hours a week. It can definitely be more. But you can also participate as much as you like over the 6 weeks. So what we're doing is each 6-week period is what we're calling a sprint. So we're going to have awards identified, the award winners after every week. So we hope you participate all 6 weeks. But if, say, next week you're on vacation, you can't participate, we'll come back and join us, you know, the following week. So we built in that flexibility into the program. The other thing it does, and this is what I think is really exciting, I think a lot of graduates that have used the RePicture have said this, they really like this, in that you're building a resume supplement. So as you all know, if you've done your resume, you have to basically tell your whole story on one page. And it's really hard to tell your story on one page. What we're going to encourage you to do is actually put a link to your RePicture profile on your resume. And so what that's going to do is that's going to tell your story. This is Mosey. He actually chose to do a video to tell his story. So you can do a video, you can do written, but it tells that part of the story that doesn't fit on your resume about why do you like this area? Why did you choose this as a major? Why do you want to do this area? So you can do that, as well as it gives you an opportunity to highlight the projects you've worked on and the projects you've researched. So if you're really interested in an area, this is an opportunity for you to stand out and say, look, I've done research on this specific topic, and you can actually go to my RePicture.com website or profile and actually read what I've done. And so it's an opportunity to enhance your profile. This is a part that you may not recognize, but I recognize as a professional that I used to hire staff, and this is probably the most important part of this program opportunity, is it gives you an opportunity to get recognized by professionals. So I showed you the list of all these different awards that organizations and companies are gonna sponsor. Well, representatives from these companies are actually gonna be reviewing and deciding who is the winner. And so that means if you're interested in a technical area where we have a sponsor in that, someone is actually going to be reviewing the work that you've done. And the reason that's exciting, like I said, I was a manager that I've hired, oh geez, over 30 years, dozens, not probably more than dozens of people right out of school. And it's really challenging. It's a challenging position to figure out who to hire right out of school, because it's really hard to differentiate someone. Once they've been working for a while, you can actually look at, what they've done, in their jobs. But right out of school, it's sometimes hard to really differentiate yourself. Other than the GPA, maybe what classes you've taken, it's hard to really, as a hiring manager, know more about this person. And so the fact that you're actually going to have these projects reviewed by a professional, I know for me, if in my area, I reviewed a project written up by someone, it was a stellar project. It was well done. It was showing that they have that interest in my technical area. I can guarantee you, if I saw that write up, I would tell the staff saying, we got to watch this student. We want to make sure that we stay in touch with them. We want them so when they graduate, we connect with them and see if there's an opportunity for us. So this really is a unique opportunity to impress professionals in your field of interest. And so some of these prizes, you get some cash prizes, you get some opportunities for attending conferences, things like that. Those are all great. What's even probably better is you get the opportunity to be seen by someone who has the potential to want to hire you in the future. So last benefit of this is you're going to join a diverse STEM community. We are a community of scientists and engineers, all types, and it's really an opportunity to become a community. It's not just students, we're high school students, we're college students, and we're professionals. So we're a community of all different levels of STEM that we hope you join the community. And so with that, I'm actually going to turn it to a lot of you probably have already heard from Danielle. I know you've gotten emails from her, and Danielle is going to talk to you about some resources available to you.
Yeah, so hi everyone. As Lynn said earlier, we have a website specifically for this program that you can access through going to repicture.com/students and then clicking resources in the upper right-hand corner. And in this website, there'll be all the documents that you need to complete this task. So the first and most important document probably is the how-to guide. So that explains the process of creating your profile and uploading projects. The next is the program calendar, which explains when different due dates are due, and when different events are taking place. We also have a document called Finding Help. So if you need additional help or support, there's many ways you can reach out to us, and that's outlined in the Finding Help document. Our Leaderboard guide explains how the point system works and the criteria for getting points. As Lauren was explaining earlier, the available awards and prizes document shows what awards and prizes are up for grabs each week. So that varies each week, so be sure to keep updated on that document. And also in the resources website, there are many Google Forms that you'll need to complete the project. The most important Google form is the project submission form. So every time you complete a project, in order for it to be counted for points, you'll need to fill out this form. There's also a peer voting form there, a problem alert form, and an office hour sign up. So I know this is a lot of information. So tomorrow, and actually every Tuesday, we will be holding 2 co-working spaces. So in a real job, you'll be having co-working spaces a lot, working with other people. So tomorrow at 4 and 8 p.m., we're going to have these co-working spaces where we'll walk through a project and answer questions that you have. So before then, we encourage you to join RePicture and start looking for a project and come for questions or come with questions or to receive clarification from our team. And it's just really a scheduled time to work in the company of your fellow participants and brainstorm, discuss projects, and help each other out. Some other available resources, these are all optional. You can sign up for a one-on-one help session with the RePicture team. We can help you out with concerns that you might have. We're also going to be having a group meet, which I can send a link to in the chat, that we can informally ask questions because you might have the same question as one of your peers. So it's a more informal way. It might be easier for you. You can also email me at any time at danielle@repicture.com. And if you're having technical issues, on the resources website, there is a problem alert form that you can fill out, and we will receive that. So there are some additional opportunities that are optional.
And I'll quickly talk about this. And this is webinars. What we've done is identified some webinars that we think would be of most value to STEM students, but it is open to the public. So if you know someone you think would be interested in any of the webinar topics, let us know. And again, this list is on the resources page. The one I want to mention though, this Thursday is Ebony Adams-Monk is going to be talking about wisdom traditions and preparing to lead. And first of all, I've seen Ebony talk, and she is just a fantastic speaker. She's a thought leader. She's also a chemical engineer, but it's really kind of a thought leader, a great storyteller. And she's going to talk, like I said, about preparing to lead, which is important for you all because you want to be thinking about, you know, your next step. How do you want to become a leader? And she'll have some great advice and even some exercises to do for that. So I encourage everyone to attend this on Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern and invite your friends to participate.
So another optional opportunity we have for you guys is called the RePicture Community Social. So every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have a Zoom call where we can play online games and get to know each other. It's just really a way to get into the RePicture community and meet your fellow participants. It's a really fun time. We've had a couple so far. And it's a great way to expand your network and discover the STEM paths of your peers because they're very interesting. And then every Monday, at the end of each cycle, we're going to have an awards ceremony to recognize great work done throughout the week and present awards. So there are a couple ways to stay connected throughout the program. I'll send them in the chat. Joining the group me again. I'll send important reminders about webinars, upcoming due dates, and different events. And it's a great way to get to know each other. And again, asking questions. Also, I encourage you guys to follow us on Instagram. I'll send that in the chat as well. At RePicture Your Career is our Instagram account. We will be highlighting students throughout the summer, highlighting projects and exceptional work and different opportunities on the Instagram. You can also follow the hashtag RePictureSTEM to see what other students are working on, to see the bigger picture of the program. So this is just an overview. Again, a summary of basically what this call was all about. So this summer, you'll be completing your profile and telling your story, and you'll be adding projects to the RePicture site. And they can either be your own projects or projects that you've researched. And then through these things, you're going to be competing with other STEM students to win awards and prizes. And then all of this experience will be used as a unique entry on your resume. And since RePicture is a public website, it'll be used by high school and college students and classes all around the world. So here's a calendar of this week. Feel free to screenshot it. We're also going to have it up on the resources website. But today, again, the kickoff was 2 p.m. Throughout the week, you'll be working on your projects, but tomorrow there's the virtual co-working space that we encourage you all to come to at 4 and 8 p.m. You can pick whichever time is more convenient for you. On Thursday, again, is the webinar about wisdom traditions in STEM, and then the RePicture social that night. Friday and Saturday, you have to work on your projects. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m., it's Eastern time, is the final deadline for project submission for that week. And then the next day, we'll have the awards ceremony for that week. So if you don't get a project in by the deadline, you can just submit it for next week. And then you'll be presented awards if you win at the awards ceremony for that week. So it's pretty flexible. So what to do now? What are your next steps? So the first thing you should do is review the how-to guide, which is on the website. you can access, again, repicture.com/students, and then resources in the upper right-hand corner. It'll take you to our Google site. So the how-to guide is the most important document. It'll tell you how to make your profile and research projects. Join RePicture. And a really important thing about joining RePicture is you'll receive a confirmation email, but sometimes it goes to your spam folder. So you have to make sure to check your spam folder. And also, if the link isn't working in your spam folder, you have to make sure to mark it as not spam in order to click the link to confirm your email. So start filling out your profile, find a STEM project that interests you, and then start researching it, rating it up, and adding it to RePicture. And then tomorrow, I hope you have a little bit of this done so you can join us for a virtual co-working space where we can discuss your concerns and questions that you have so far. And again, you can email me at any time with questions. Great.
So again, we know that we went over a lot of information, and we will take Q&A or questions and answers. But really, you know, our goal of this program, and hope you join us, and really just showing future employers, that you accomplish something meaningful this summer. This is a unique opportunity that you can research STEM projects and really show that you've spent the time productively this summer. Just went through a lot of information. So Q&A, what questions do people have?
Let's say you submit a project that doesn't relate to the theme of the week, but it relates to another, like a later week. Will that project be considered for that week?
Yeah, so what we're doing is actually you need to submit it in the period that the project, the award is open. So what we are doing is, so for some of these themes, we're actually indicating these are the future themes for the future weeks. So you'll be able to see what week you want to make sure you submit it in. So typically we want it submitted in that week. Now, if there's some reason you're going on vacation that week, or you know, something unique, so you can't submit it that week, then yeah, just let us know and we can do that. But typically we want you to actually submit it, you know, in that week. Great question.
Yeah, I would also like to add that the weekly theme is not something that you have to follow. That is just something that we will have particular weekly awards that go along with it. But there'll still be awards for people who have submitted projects that have nothing to do with the theme of the week. It's just something to really get, like, focus a little bit of the interest if people have an interest in the projects.
Okay. A common question that we've had is how to just pick a project, but also one of the things you're gonna have to do is actually have, we wanna have a picture of the project, because if you noticed on the site, we try to be very visually oriented. So if you get stuck on a picture, you know you wanna do this project, but you're not sure of a picture, we can get creative with that. So don't let that stop you. We can definitely find different options. And again, we can help you work through, okay, how do I actually take a picture? Because sometimes, you know, sometimes projects aren't physical, you know, it's more of a research type project or a study. And so we can kind of help you in that area.
Okay. I can write like about an old project I used to like work on, like something 5 years ago, and I finished it. So that's not a problem.
No, that's perfect. We would take projects at any stage and any time frame. So definitely, if you've done a project before 5 years ago or earlier, that's fine. That'd be perfect. And one of the things we do is we have different projects, and actually a 5-year-old project's good versus, you know, if you add another project that's more recent, because it really kind of shows also how you've kind of progressed in your career and things like that. But project can be any age. We've had people do research on like historic projects, you know, things done, you know, many years ago, versus things maybe are just being under study now, but write that up. So there is no time frame, you know, as that. And as far as your personal project, it can really be done at any time. You know, it can be done whether you're in high school, when you're in college, when you've, you know, an internship, if you have an internship, if you've graduated, it really can be done anytime.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so I had an internship last year, and it was about public health,
we didn't do research on it, but we had a lot of projects that we worked on in the community where I was at the state that I was at that time. How would I go about turning that into a research project? Do you know, is there a possibility?
Yeah, so any project, it doesn't have to be a research project. So we're basically accept any types of projects. So if you did this, it's in some way related to STEM, which I'm sure it is if you're here.
It's medicine, yeah.
Medicine, yeah, exactly. So you basically can write up what that is, and think about the way we're using this is, it can be used for a couple of ways. One is, we're going to use it for students that are trying to figure out, okay, I'm a biology major trying to figure out, do I want to go into public health? Do I want to go into the environmental part? Do I want to get my MD? Do I want to get my MD and PhD? So it basically can be used to kind of help people understand, okay, this is what you would do if you go into public health. This is a type of work that you would do. So you can basically, anything you do, especially if you did it as an internship, as part of a job, you can basically write that up as a project.
Okay.
And, yeah.
That is very interesting, and I feel like you were saying, you're helping newcomers or new individuals coming into STEM figure out if this is for them. So I would kind of write the project and just submit what my experience was like at that time. Or
exactly, that's exactly it. And so we can use it exactly like you said. We can use it to help students understand their options. And then you can think about it's going to be on there so that if you want, when you put that on your resume, your typical resume, you probably can put like 1 or 2 bullets on it because you're just limited, on your resume. So it's also an opportunity on your resume to kind of help people understand what you did, if they want more information. But you're absolutely correct. And that was, and again, Lisa and I both are civil engineers, and how we decide civil engineering was pretty random. And I had a 30-year career in civil engineering without actually knowing what they actually, when I went into it, and even when I graduated, I really had no idea what I would actually do. And so this information is going to help those students understand before they choose to be engineers, scientists, whatever, understand that. But then even graduating, after I graduated, I had a job offer, I had 3 job offers. One was in land development, one was in water resources, and one was in transportation, all within civil engineering. And I had no idea what I would have done in any 3 of those. And so the idea of this website is that in the future, if I go back, if this was available when I graduated, when I got those 3 job offers, I would have gone to the website and said, oh, as a transportation engineer, I could be working on this type of project. Or as a water resource engineer, I could be working on this type of project. So that is kind of part of the goal, is to basically help you tell your story or help you research what you can do in an area that you may be interested in, that's both going to help you understand your career options. So when you graduate, you can make a better informed decision than I did, as well as helping the next generation better understand that, both by hearing your story and by learning about the projects you've researched.
Sure. Thank you very much for the feedback.
Yeah, so I just got, someone just commented, I felt the same way about civil engineering, as far as there's just so much, and I know it's not just civil engineering, but there's so many different things. Mechanical engineering, I'm still learning about all the different things I could do as a mechanical engineer, I could have done as a mechanical engineer. It's just so many different options out there, biology, chemistry, there's just so many different things we could do, and yet there's not really a good resource to help you understand those. So I encourage you, actually, next week's webinar is going to be talking about how to use the site to maybe help you make career decisions. So I encourage you to participate in that one too. Okay, there's a question, what kinds of projects can be done for structural engineering, and can we be guided? So we mentioned that we were very generous. Sponsor of ours is American Institute of Steel Construction, so AISC. They've actually have donated almost $4,000 worth of prizes for those people interested in structural engineering, architectural engineering, construction management, anything to do with construction of steel structures. So we have each week or each 2 weeks, we basically have 3 awards specifically. for people interested in steel. And you don't have to be a civil or anything. I mean, the one of them, which I think was kind of interesting, was talking about historic skyscrapers. So you basically research historic skyscrapers. For them, they're very specific guidelines of what they're expecting on their awards. So go to the awards document. But what they've also done for AISC, and thank you for the person who brought this up, is AISC has actually developed a list of resources that can help you find and understand opportunities in steel structures. So again, if you go to the resources page, you'll actually see a page that is called AISC resource links, where you can actually find some ideas on how to find out more about steel structures. So again, that's there. And tomorrow, again, if you want to join us tomorrow at the virtual workspace, we can also do breakout sessions. If we have a large number of people maybe interested in the steel construction, we can basically do a breakout session where we can talk more to those people. If we have a lot of biologists, we can have a breakout session for biologists. So encourage you to come tomorrow where we can talk about some more of those details. Engineer or scientist was involved in the project somehow, we want to have it on our website. So all types of projects, and it could be physical projects or it could be studies. We want anything that a professional does, we want on our website. Again, you can join us tomorrow. If you join us tomorrow, we encourage you to log on to RePicture, think about maybe a project that you want to do, and we can really brainstorm tomorrow. We can help walk through it. If you're not available tomorrow, you can try emails. We have the one-on-one sign up. You can sign up. This video we will be posting later today. So if we know we went through a lot of information, you can get in the information there. So unless there are any other questions, we hope to see each of you, whether it's tomorrow or the activities on Thursday. We're also seeing how much interest there is in the virtual workspace. And if we have a lot of interest in virtual workspaces, we might do it more than just the one time. So this program is really set up to how do we best help you all and make this best effective for you.